Welcome to the weekday update for Bonavista Baptist Church. Today is November the 11th, and it is Remembrance Day. I hope you find some time today just to be quiet and to reflect and to give thanks for those who have served our country in our military services. Today I give thanks for my brother and for my nephew who have both served in the Canadian Navy. I give thanks for my dad, who served with the Highland Light Infantry for many years in Scotland, and he served in Egypt and in Cyprus. I give thanks for many other people, including Pastor Samuel, who has served among our allies. So pause for a moment and just give thanks for those who have served, continue to serve, so that we might have our freedoms. Well, in the life of the congregation of Bonavista Baptist, we have a number of things going on this month. Don't forget our annual general meeting, November the 17th, 7 p.m. Please register for that. Also, we have our missions project. We're inviting you to stuff a mug for In From the Cold. And if you want to participate in that, all the details are on our website. But here's one exciting piece of information. Several weeks ago, in fact, maybe a couple of months ago, we announced that we wanted to do a special talent show online for Bonavista Baptist Church. And so we asked people to send in videos. Send us your talent, send us your weird, quirky habits, whatever you wanted to video and send in. Now, I think some people were kind of shy because they didn't send us a lot of videos, but we did collect a few. So we've changed the title of it. Instead of BBC's Got Talent, it's now BBC's Variety Show. And our great geniuses of Mr. Buzan and Mr. Parody have put together an amazing, about a half-hour show that includes some talent, some beautiful photography, and it includes an amazing interview with the pastor that you don't want to miss. So I want to encourage you to tune in this Saturday evening, that's November the 14th, at 7 p.m. and grab your popcorn, grab a few friends, turn on YouTube and watch the BBC Variety Show. Now, if you miss it on Saturday evening, you can watch it anytime after that. There's also a contest in the show, and you don't want to miss out on that. So tune in for that, and thanks so much for Jean and Larry for putting all of that together. Thanks for tuning in today. So this is our fourth installment of Sticky Songs. Now these are the songs that are stuck in my head from when I was a kid, and particularly hymns or Christian songs that have stuck with me all through the years. Now remember, these aren't my top 5 favorite songs of all time. These aren't the top best hymns that everyone should always listen to. And so this list might be a little weird for some of you, but I invite you to send in your sticky songs, the hymns, the songs that stick in your head of a Christian orientation that stick with you all this time. So let's get ready for today's sticky song. For today's song, I want to take you back to my childhood. And I want to take a little bit of a different angle because this isn't a hymn that we normally sing. This isn't a song that you may have heard of. This is a song that comes from Bible camp when I was a kid. It's a song from the album called The Music Machine. The Music Machine was an adventure teaching the fruit of the Spirit to all ages. That's what it said on the album cover. It came out in 1977, and it is set in a fictitious place called Agape Land. And as the main characters, Stevie and Nancy, journey through Agape Land, they learn the fruit of the Spirit. So it's an album that has a number of songs. It also has sort of a drama production through it, and it's well worth listening to. It's a lot of fun. Well, it actually spawned a whole spin-off series, other Music Machine albums. It even spawned a books and a video game, and even a Music Machine movie. And so you can look all that up if you want to get into the whole thing. Where I encountered it was at Bible camp. When I was a kid and my parents started going to church, we went to the Plymouth Brethren Assemblies, the Highway Gospel Hall in West Bank, BC. And we were connected to a summer Bible camp called Morning Star Bible Camp. And Morning Star was a pretty rustic place. It didn't have a lot of the amenities that we see at, say, Gull Lake or at Keats Camp that are part of our denomination. It was pretty rustic cabins, but it was a great place. I absolutely loved it. I can remember when we first started going to camp there, it was completely free because all of the assemblies, they got together and they paid for every kid to go free. I think when I finished going there, it was still only $18 a week. And that's not all that long ago, to be honest. So it was an amazing camp, fairly rustic. All the cabins were named after the tribes of Israel, which was a very kind of Plymouth Brethren thing to do. So at that camp one year, I learned all about the music machine. And this is how we did it. When we got to camp, we learned all of the songs from the music machine. We sang them in chapel. We learned them as kind of a mini kids choir. During the craft sessions, we built the whole set of the music machine. We built trees and we built a car and we built the music machine itself. Some of the kids, they learned parts for the drama of the music machine. Everything we did that week, the activities, the meals, it was all integrated into this learning of the music machine, and it was an absolute blast. At the end of the week, when the parents picked us up, we then put on the whole performance of the music machine. And this has stuck in my head from the time I was about 10 years old, right until now. Well, one of the things during that week at camp is they had a competition to see who could learn the most memory verses of the camp. And I almost won. I came in third place. And for my efforts and for coming in third place, I got a prize. And the prize was the album, The Music Machine, an actual record. And I wish I still had it today. I think my mom sold it when I was in Scotland. So this has stuck around with me. But there was one song on the music machine that I find myself singing. And it's kind of like that earworm, you know, it gets stuck in your head and you find yourself singing even when you don't expect to. And the song was about Herbert the snail. Herbert the snail, when he was younger, he was a very impatient snail. He was always crashing around into places. But as he got older, he learned the fruit of the Spirit, which is patience. And so Herbert the snail teaches us about patience. The chorus of the song goes like this: have patience, don't be in such a hurry. When you get impatient, you only start to worry. Remember that God is patient too, and think of all the times when others have to wait for you. Now we'll play the song maybe afterwards so you can get into it a little bit, but what a great song. What a great fruit of the Spirit to highlight, especially during this COVID-19 season. And it's a great song to sing to yourself when you're stuck in traffic as well. So that's a song that stuck in my head. Hope you don't mind me sharing something from my childhood. Hope you find a little bit of a laugh, but also find the lesson that's in there. Let me end with a verse that talks about God's patience for us. It says here in 2 Peter chapter 3, "But do not forget this one thing, dear friends. With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day. The Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some understand slowness. He is patient with you, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance." So just as God is patient with us, let's have patience with one another. Thanks for checking in today.
There was a snail called Herbert who was so very slow. He caused a lot of traffic jams wherever he would go. The ants were always getting mad and the beetles, they would fume. But Herb would always poke along and sing this little tune.
Have patience, don't be in such a hurry. When you get impatient, you only start to worry. Remember that God is patient too, and think of all the times when others have to wait for you.
When Herbert was much younger, he often got in trouble. Forgetting that he was a snail, he did things on the double. He'd crash through every spider web, and with crickets he'd collide. Till one day Herbert's father took his speeding son aside.
Have patience, don't be in such a hurry. When you get impatient, you only start to worry. Remember that God is patient too, and think of all the times when others have to wait for you.
As you can well imagine, there's a moral to this tale. Some of you may find yourself behind a creeping snail. So if you get impatient and you're easily disturbed, think about this little song and take a tip from her. Have patience, don't be in such a hurry. When you get impatient, you only start to worry. Remember that God is patient too, and think of all the times when others have to wait